Hello everybody, this is Dr. Mike. I wanted to make this video for you just to kind of show you what HealthCoach is all about, what the program is all about, introduce you to it. The more comfortable you are with HealthCoach as we go through your program, the better results you're going to get, and that's what we're after. So before we get into that, first I want to go over to the website here. If you look here, we have this is our website. It's Cheyenne Health Solutions, or on the back of your cards, there's a website that is realhealthslns.com. Either one of those gets you to our website. The reason I'm showing you this is there's a couple things I want to draw your attention to, because this is what you're going to be using the majority of the time when you're with us. These blue buttons on our home page, right here, this events and workshops, if you were to click on this shows you what's coming up next in the office. What events do we have? So as you can see, as the time we're doing this video, we have the Man Up, we have the Dinner with the Doc, which actually I have to be at in about an hour. But if you click on this Dinner with the Doc, you can read, we have little videos posted for you. This one has a video explaining the program. Also, I have it typed down here what the program is all about. And then if you were to click down at the bottom of these, this shows you where you can register for you, or if you're bringing a guest, put 2 on there. But you know, we want to keep everything very, very organized. We want to make sure that we register all of our patients and all the guests that you guys may be bringing. We want to make sure that we have enough paperwork to give to everybody, or in this case, if they're going to dinner, make sure we have enough food. So that just shows you where our events are. You're going to want to refer to that quite often, at least once a month, to get signed up for the different events. Now, if we come back here to the home page, we also have our HealthCoach login. By this time, you've already seen this page, and you've already done your password. We'll go back into that here in a second. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is our health store. Not really critical now for you, but I'll tell you what, this is, if we go into health store, if you come into here, HealthWave is a company that they sell tons and tons of different healthy type products. However, as you know, just because something says it's healthy, it doesn't mean it's healthy for you. So, you know, what we've done is we've gone through their catalog. I've looked through all the ingredients, and so everything that we have, just if you register an account with us and you go into here, everything from makeup for women to from all the different types of paleo meal, the vitamin D that we have in our office, all the supplements that we have in our office, our detox kits. We also have, there's different foods on there. There's coconut oils. There's things like that. But this can be shipped to your house, okay, for the exact same cost as it is in our office. You know, it's going to help us with having to have inventory. It's going to help my patients be able to get their products more conveniently and for the same price. So make sure you get on here and create an account, because it will come in extremely handy for you. Now, do you have to get your stuff here at HealthWave? Absolutely not. You know, when we get into the detox and we start teaching you about all the toxins in foods and the different foods to buy organic, by all means, you can go get that stuff at natural grocers, or go down to Fort Collins to Whole Foods. It's just a little bit easier when you don't have to sit there and do all the ingredient label reading all the time. So all the work's done for you. Trying to make this as easy as possible. So let's kind of come on back here and let's get into the HealthCoach. If we look at the HealthCoach here, I'm going to log in, and if we look here, this is my page. This is what I see. This has all of my clients, and I made a tester client. Dr. Mike Tester is his name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a different I'm going to go into his browser here on my coaching page, and I'm also going to open up a different browser, and I'm going to go to Dr. Mike Tester, and I'll show you what you guys will see. So if we look here, again, you would go to www.cheyennehealthsolutions.com. Once that loads up, you go into your HealthCoach login to go into, put in your username and password. And basically, if we come here, here is, I'm not going to save that. I'm going to make this screen smaller. I'm also going to open up my other browser, and let's make this smaller. So as you can see here, this is what you guys will be seeing over here, okay? So as you can see, the tabs are just a little bit different, okay? Your first tab is up next. What I have is overview. It also tells me stuff that I've given you, and I can go back in time and whatnot. But all of this is all the same, okay? It has your worksheets, your metrics, and things of that nature, okay? So you have up next, stream, metrics, actions, notes, files, and the last thing you have over here is billing. Don't worry about that. We're not going to be using that. Over here we have overview, which is the same as up next, stream, metrics, actions, notes, files, and then I have courses. So you guys have billing, I have courses. Don't worry about that. You're not going to be using the billing one anyway, and the courses just for different courses that I'm setting up different types of clients for different types of programs. So let's go on to yours and let's review how we're going to use this. If we look here, this up next tab, basically this is your home screen. This is your roadmap. This is going to tell you and guide you on what you need to do. If you look here, there's a lot of red. All these things are red. What you're going to find is everything is in HealthCoach is coordinated for you. So green is good, okay, and red is bad. So if we look at this, all this red, what that means is that all these things are past due. If they were green, it would be telling you that that's something coming up in the future. Okay, we just want to make sure that we have a roadmap for you, and we want to try to take out as many problems that may be around the corner, just to make sure that you can have success. But if we look here, we have a lot of things that we need to work on. So if we look, we have some worksheets due, and we have some metric stats due. Okay, so we're going to kind of play with these, and I'll show you how this works. So if you were to, if this is you, and I open this up as a client, and I come to my first page, and I say, okay, what do I have going? Boy, I've got a lot of stuff that's past due. So I have a worksheet due. So if you were to click on this right here, it's automatically going to take you to where that worksheet is. Okay, so if I click on this, it takes me right to my notes tab, and that's where I do keep my worksheets. So all the notes tab is where we keep worksheets. When you have to set up a phone consult with you, we'll have a pre-session check-in. Basically, these are things that you can work on and do. Okay, they're collaborative. So if we look here, if I come back to this up next, it said worksheet due, do the second progress evaluation. So if I came here, opened up the notes tab, it says second progress evaluation. If I clicked on this, I would just read through the second progress evaluation, and then when it asks me these different questions, I fill them in. Have I missed any appointments? No. If so, how many? 0. Have I made these up? NA. Okay. Have you been doing your rehab as prescribed? Yes. How many days per week? 2 times per day, 7 days per week. Okay. Again, this is just a nice little quick way to make sure that we understand and we can follow, make sure we're on track. Once you get done filling out this sheet, you save this, and then you hit complete. Now watch. It tells you this is going to submit this worksheet to me as your coach as being complete. So just please confirm you're in fact done and ready to send it. So you hit OK, and there you go. That's taken off of your outstanding worksheets. It's putting down here on past worksheets and journal entries. Here it is right here. So it keeps a file of it for you. And then on my end, if we look over here, oh, excuse me, let me go back to you. Now if we also go to up next, notice that worksheet due second progress evaluation has now been taken off. It's no longer there anymore. Okay, so as you do these things, they come off your list to do automatically. Okay, now if we come back to, if we look at stream, the stream tab just takes a reverse chronological order on all of our interactions together with each other. So if we were to open up this stream tab, it shows us at the very beginning, in April 16th, I shared with Dr. Mike Tester a bunch of files. So I shared all these files with Dr. Mike, and then on June 1st, Dr. Mike then printed off his eating plans. Then we did the Big Y worksheet. We had a little bit of discussion about it. We did then he did the first progress evaluation. Again, we had some questions, so we had a little bit of discussion about it. He filled out all of his therapies, and then on and on and on all the way till now. The last thing we just did was we just filled out that second progress evaluation. Okay, if you had a question about that or something of that nature, you could come in here and say, boy, you know, I don't understand the worksheet. And if you were to add that to this, what would happen is on my end, if I come over here as your coach, if I come into the stream here and I refresh this, it's going to show that, hey, oh, I get an email that tells me, if I come back here, that you just completed your second progress evaluation. Hey, wonderful. It gives it to me so I can look at it. It also sends it to me, and it says, hey, you made a comment about it that you didn't understand it, so I can reply to this via my email and say, hey, that's okay, just do your best. So again, remember, I'm doing this from my email, so if I send that off to you, that will automatically update for you, okay? So let's go back into the Health Coach and let's see what happens. If I refresh this page here, boy, this computer's running slow. So just give it a second, and I'll go to yours and refresh it as well. We minimize this, come over here, let's open this one up. We need to refresh this page, and you can see that where I have this went, you did this in Health Coach. You said I didn't understand it. Automatically was sent that to me via email. From my email, I replied, but it put it into your Health Coach. So it keeps everything concise. We really worked with folks to make sure that we could be more organized, because the more organized we are, the better results you're going to be, and that's our ultimate goal. Okay? So, again, if we look over here, this still hasn't updated. Let me refresh that again. Maybe I got to do this page up here. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, there we go. And let's come back over to Dr. Mike so you can see that's what the Stream tab is. Now we have, again, so if we come back to our Up Next tab, we're going to look on here. We have another worksheet due. You could do that as well. Again, if we wanted to do that, same thing. Click on this. It takes us right to our worksheets. Here's the third progress evaluation. And if we were to do this, let's just put something in here. 7, save it, complete it. Yes, send it to my coach. It's all done. I come back here, and it's taken off my calendar of things to do. Now, if I go in, now we go into our metrics tab. And this says, hey, look at this. We have a metrics stat called for. Okay, so that means we want to make sure that we're tracking everything. The more we track and the more we're accountable for our actions, the better off we're going to be, and the more we're going to create habits. So if we look here, again, if we click on this right here, it'll take me right to the metrics tab and take me right to the area that it wants us to track. So it's saying that, boy, we need to put a new data point in for Wednesday, June 10th, and that data point being performing home rehab 2 times a day each day of the week. Did I do it 0 days, or did I do it every single day last week? Okay, so we got 2 different choices. You can come in here and you're going to put, you know what, I forgot to put that in here, but I did that 5 days last week. Okay, and I just come over here and click add. Now watch what happens to our graph. So again, it shows us that all last week, the week of the 10th, that you did 5 days, which is above our goal of what we want to get. So again, you can see how we can look through these graphs, and from a very quick glance, if I'm seeing a lot of green, I know you're on track to reach the goals and change your life. If I start seeing a lot of red, then I know that, hey, I need to get involved. I need to help you a little bit, or maybe we're struggling and we're in a difficult point. So anyway, now let me show you another way to make this even easier for you, okay, to track your metrics. Oops, excuse me. So if we come back up here, if we go to Up Next, let me refresh this and I'll show you, see how it took that off of there. And now this is asking us that we have another one here that said metric stat called for. How often did I exercise each week? So if I have your metrics set up. If you look here, on this edit button up here, you can open this up. I automatically set all your metrics up to send you an email on days when, if you hadn't entered a value. If you're supposed to enter it and you forgot to, it'll send you an email at 7 p.m. You can change this to a text if you want, and it can send it to your phone. Okay? Sometimes I make these to where if you haven't entered a value in say 1 day, then it automatically gets sent to you. Okay? So basically I set these up. Now don't let them frustrate you. If you're getting too many emails, you don't like these reminders, just go into edit and you can click off reminders and say, hey, I'll be fine. I'm good. I know how to do it. I'll get in here and do it myself. Hey, that's totally fine. Make it to where this program works for you. Okay? So I'm going to close this. So basically, let's say that all you did was you got an email. I want to show you something really slick. So if I go to my email here, and I go to Dr. I have to find it. June 11th, I should have got one asking me to track how many times I did need. Okay, so here's one. If you don't fill something out, you're going to get something like this where it says, Dear Dr. Mike, this email to remind you to enter the number for today to keep up with tracking how many days you followed your nutrition plan last week. Okay? Well, here's a way that we can, if you get this email, you don't have to go into HealthCoach to update all of your stats. If this is a reminder for you, go, oh, I forgot to do that. All you have to do is hit reply, and then you can put on here, you know what? How many days last week did I do that? I did that 6 days. Okay? And then you can maybe make a note and say, I forgot on Saturday and ate cake. Okay? Let me show you what happens. So you get that email, it comes to you, you go, oh, I forgot to enter in my tracking. You can just reply to your own email and then hit the first line has to be the number you're tracking. The next line can be a little note about it. And you hit send, and it's going to automatically update. So if we go back in and we check your nutrition schedule on the 11th or the 10th, and let's see what it says. Okay? So let's come back into how often did I exercise. First, let's find where you're at. How many days last week did I follow my nutrition? So we need to go to this one. So if we go to this one, it comes all the way down here. Now I need to refresh this page. And let's watch what happens. How many days last week did I follow my nutrition plan? So it says you had 6 good eating habits last week, and then it says right up here on the left, I forgot on Saturday and ate cake. So you can see how just from your doing that in your email, you don't have to go into HealthCoach and then go into metrics and then fill out your metrics. It automatically does it from those reminders if you forget. Okay, so it's really, really slick, and it shouldn't take a lot of time to keep track of everything. Now, as we're going right now with you just starting off, at the very beginning, we want to just start on doing your rehab twice a day. You're going to put 0 for no, I didn't do it that day, or 1, yes, I did do it. Okay? So again, if we look here, this is just a sample. It kind of shows you as you're going along. When we first start off, we want to track things on a daily basis. So we'll be tracking that stuff every single day for the first month. Now, some people are like, oh my gosh, why do I have to track it every day? Well, research shows us that you have to do something continuously 21 days in a row before it becomes a habit. And remember, once we make this a habit for you, then it's just part of your life. It's not something new. It's not an aggravation to do. It's just what you do. okay? And it's a good, healthy habit. Once we get done with that first month of tracking this every single day with your rehab, it should be a habit at that time. Then we're going to transition your rehab over to once a week, you'll get a reminder that says, hey, how many days this week did you do it? Okay? However, once we get done with your rehab, once we first enter in tracking your nutrition, guess how often we're going to track your nutrition? That's right. We're going to track that every single day. Why? Because we want to make eating good and eating healthy a habit. And if we do that for a month, that's a good habit. Now we only have to track it for once a week. And you see how that works. So the whole idea is just building these good, healthy habits, and then it's not a chore to get the results that we want. Okay? So this is your metrics tab. This is really, really beneficial for me and for you, because what we found is the people that get engaged, the people that do this stuff, the more green they have, guess who's getting all the results? Guess who's losing the 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds? Who's reversing the type 2 diabetes? Who's bringing their blood pressure lower? Okay? It's the people that when you see a lot of green and they're doing well, those are the people that are getting results. You see a lot of red, guess what? They're falling off the wagon and they're not getting the results that they want to see. Okay? So we've gone through the Up Next tab, the Stream tab, and then the Metrics tab. That's where that is. We have an Actions tab. Actions are just things I will assign to you. You actually have some of them. You have some actions. The first ones I always assign are these actions that say, hey, complete the Big Y worksheet. Go read the files that I shared with you. So if I have there's no actions here right now, but it works the same way. If there's an action here, you click on it, it'll bring you right here and it'll tell you what to do. Okay, so it'll say like, down here it said, read the file event descriptions. So Files tab is where I share all the files with you. So if you were to go if you had an action to read a file, you can come into the Files tab and we look at this and we say, okay, he wanted me to read event descriptions. So what is that? If you look on what you guys have in your files, now I've shared a lot more with in this sample here than what you guys have at this point in time. Trust me, you're going to get all this stuff. But basically, things that we share with people, we have an event calendar. So if you can view this here, and this just shows all the different events that we have coming up. This is really critical. You want to print this off, put it on, get your calendar out, mark off your calendar. Again, the people that get engaged, the people that get around like-minded people, and they keep on working on getting healthier and healthier and healthier, those are the ones that gets the best results. Okay. So you can print all these off for that matter. Do you have to? No, but if you want a hard copy, I'd print them all off, put them in a little binder. But they'll always be here for you. We have a little coaching manual I put together. If you have 10, 15 minutes, you can look at this manual. Here's our Renew program outline. You can look at this. People always ask me, hey, when am I taking my first x-ray? When do we start nutrition? This tells you all that information. Event descriptions, if we were to view this just explains all the different events, all the different healthy classes that we have, the workshops and things of that nature, explains what they are. This explains our mission, about how this is about saving lives and teaching people that, the power that made the body heals the body. There's a lot of sick, suffering people out there that we really got to get this message out. So we really hope that you help us on our mission, jump on that bandwagon. I'll tell you, whatever you put out in the universe, the more you give and the more you start thinking about others, you will be amazed at how much you get back in return. It's tenfold. It's unbelievable. So start thinking about those other people and how you can help them, because quite honestly, it's going to help you as well. Then we have different things. Once we get to nutrition, we'll give you some nutrition plans, some basics. We have grocery lists that we'll give you. So you'll get different grocery lists for yourself. We have eating plans where you're going to get things like, a month-long eating plan that has all the different recipes like breakfast burger, tuna avocado lettuce wraps, roasted paleo citrus and herb chicken. So you have all these different eating guides. You have these shopping cheat sheets for you, make it easier when you go shop. You'll get some workout stuff, some workout tracking sheets. You get some different workouts with pictures and different things you'll be able to do. We have shopping guides. So basically, you will have all for that month-long eating plan. You'll also have, hey, what's all the ingredients I need to make that food? So everything is coordinated with the ingredients. So you get an ingredient list. You check off everything that you already have at home. Everything is coded. If you see these letters here for the recipe key, A is the spaghetti with meat sauce. B is for the addictive healthy nachos recipe. So if you wanted to go and do all of the recipes, then just go and get all of these ingredients. If you wanted to do just one or two of those recipes, if you wanted to do the breakfast pizza and the crock pot chili, then all you would do is search and get the ingredients for M, if they have M listed underneath it, or P. So you'd get this, like some scallions. You make sure you get this one. Okay. So understand how that is all set up for you. But we'll get there a little bit later on. So there's, we'll give you different things on toxins to avoid, things of that nature. So, there's a lot of files. Basically, the files tab is where we share all those files with you and keeps everything nice and concise. Billing, I wouldn't really worry about that right now. So, that's what we have. So we've gone through all these tabs. Pretty simple. Let me run through this real quick again. Up next, this is our roadmap, right? So, metric stat called for. How often do I exercise each week? If I was to click on that, it takes me right to it. I didn't put that in. Let's say I did it every single day. I updated it. Wonderful. And now if I go back and refresh this, that comes off. Now if you look, once we get these done, it gave us more tasks, but they're all green. Why? Because they are not overdue. So we have some metrics that we had to fill out, but that's this Wednesday, this Thursday, this Thursday. So obviously we'll get to those sometime. So everything's looking good now for Dr. Mike. Stream tab takes everything that we've done and puts it in reverse chronological order. We can also have conversations if we have questions about stuff in there. So that's nice. Metrics tab keeps all of our metrics together here. So I can look at this. I can see where you're at. I can see if you need some help, if you're stuck somewhere, things of that nature. Our actions tab, again, when I assign actions to you, this is where all the actions will be at. You can add an action. What is an action? So you can either use the button here or here by adding an action. I have people that add actions where they say they want to do sales leads. So they'll say something like, call, Martha tomorrow or something like that. And you can put a due date. You can remind yourself a day, an hour, a minute beforehand, and then add an action. Make this your own. The more you use this and get engaged with it, we want this to use it not just for your health, but for your life. You could put some added action like, pick up kids. Or maybe you have a problem and every time that you don't do well with your nutrition, it's because you forget to pick up the groceries on Sunday when you're supposed to. So then you don't have groceries, and then you just go to McDonald's. So you could say, hey, pick up groceries today. So we'll do that. We make that due by, we want to have that due by Sunday the 21st. We're going to make sure it's done by 7 p.m. And we're going to remind yourself, you're going to remind yourself the day before. We're going to make sure that you remember an hour before, and you're going to remind yourself 1 minute before. And then you're going to add that. And then you're going to get all these actions, right? So these actions were all created. So we'll say, would you like to make another? No, thanks. That's good enough. Now, if we come up, we're going to get these actions, and it's going to start reminding us. It's right here. Action due. Pick up the groceries today. For when is it due? Next Sunday at 7. So it's right there for you, and you're going to get those reminders on however you want to set them up. So whatever makes it easy for you to succeed, do it. Make it your own. It's important, okay? So that's our action. Again, our notes tab. This is where You can either do journal entries will be held here, or your worksheets and things of that nature will be stored here. So things that are interactive that you need to fill out. Files is where we just went over that. That's where we keep everything. So last thing, so we know how to do the actions tab. If you want to email me a question, here's your message tab. So this goes directly to my email, and we can email back and forth, and it will stay within this configuration. Okay, so all of our emails together, all of our correspondences together. Again, when I'm having like 200, 300 different clients and trying to find their emails, and they're all scattered about in in a Gmail account, just gets to be a nightmare. So I'm so happy the IT guys were able to put this in, because we can email this stuff back and forth, and we'll always have a record of it. Now, with this being said, this email is for questions regarding your health care. This is not for, I can't make an appointment, on Sunday or something like that. You need to call the office for that. That's not my job to track that stuff. That's my staff's job. So this is just for your health care. If you have a question about, hey, is this a good product or something like that, send it. Or if you're having some concerns or some different symptoms, let me know, okay? We want to be there for you. Appointment, scheduling an appointment. You don't just schedule these. I will give you an action that will tell you when to go schedule them, because you have to do some things beforehand before you're ready for a phone consult. But basically, you click this button. You can do a 15-minute, 30-minute, depending on what we tell you. You pick a day, and it gives you certain time frames that are open, and you request that, and then you'll get something back from us saying, hey, that's a great time, and we're going to agree, and we're going to meet at that time. And then here we have our journal entry. Journal entry is, sometimes I have people do journals. Why? Sometimes it's because, say somebody's going, Doc, I'm doing all of my nutrition perfectly. I'm not losing weight. I'm still have high blood pressure. And I go, listen, I want you to start journaling on every single thing you put in your body. Because 9 times out of 10, something's not being followed correctly. Or sometimes, stress causes a lot of problems and causes a lot of sickness and disease. Sometimes we need to we just need to write some stuff down on how we're feeling, how we're doing. It helps us go through necessary steps in the cleansing process, just psychologically. So it's good to write these journals. Now, what's nice about this is, this is kind of like a little diary. Now, you can write journals. If you want to share what you write with me and on your journey, wonderful. Just write on your journal, hit save and complete, and I'm going to get a notice, and I'll be able to read it. If you have some stuff that you're journaling that's really personal to you that nobody else needs to see, that's fine. Just make sure you click right down here where it says make this entry private for my eyes only. So I want to show you how this works. Okay, we're going to do 2 different journal entries. Okay, so if we're going to do a journal entry that says, we'll say can see, and we're going to say you can see this one, right? Which means we're not going to make it private, and we're going to save it, and we're going to complete it. And so when we do a journal entry, that's going to show up in our notes tab, right? And you can see that, and should show up into our stream as well. Okay, now we're going to do another journal entry, and we're going to say you can't see this one. You can't see this one. There we go. And we're going to make this private for your eyes only. So if I save that and complete it, now this is for your eyes. You're in your HealthCoach account. So if we look here in your files, your notes, you should be able to see this because this was for your eyes only. It was marked as private, right? It'll also show up in your stream that it's a private journal entry, that nobody else can see that except for you, unless somebody has your passcode. Okay. Now, if I go over onto my side, the coaching side, and I bring this up, oops. Let's see, I got to refresh this page, see what happens. So we're on the stream right here. So I should be able to see, Oh, I got to get back into Dr. Mike. It kicked me all the way out. Oh, there we are. If I go into stream, you can see this. I have no idea about this other journal entry. It doesn't show up at all. If I go to the notes, I can see that you did a journal entry, but I can't see the one that says I can't see it because obviously I can't see it, if that makes any sense. So the things that are private for you are journal entries if you mark those private, okay, just right here. Also, personal tasks, if you wanted to use this, if you're getting in here a lot, if you wanted to, you could write, hey, I need to make sure I get to the grocery store. When you get done with it, you can just, all of your personal tasks, I can't see them on my side. Vice versa, I have a place on my screen that you can't see regarding you, and your private notes. Can't see me. So let's just save this. I'll show you. So I shouldn't be able to see the grocery or this private notes down here. If I go to your tab over here, let me get this updated. Let me refresh this page. And here we go. So I can see private tasks. See, my private task was I needed to do some accounting tracking. That had nothing to do with yours. You can't see mine. Yours goes to the grocery. Down here, I had some private notes that said get some milk from the grocery store. You didn't have that. You said can't see me. So, but I'm on your account. So again, there's some areas where we can, I may want to put in here private notes on your account. I may want to put on here, boy, make sure you ask him about his nutrition because he's really not, it doesn't look like his blood pressure is going down as fast as it should be. Okay, something like that. So anyway, let me close out of this and bring you up again. Oops, wrong one. So anyway, that is it in a nutshell. Okay, listen, it's really, really simple once you get used to this. I will set up a whiteboard right down here that will be initial symptoms and goals. As soon as the biggest thing to get done is you want to get in here to your notes and you want to get done with your big why worksheet and you want to do your initial goals. Now let me give you a couple clues and hints on this. The big why, really be specific. Get into your limiting beliefs, your empowering beliefs. It's really, really critical that you take the time to fill those out completely because you are going to come across some times that are difficult, okay? If you take the time now to plan for those and get a plan of attack for when you do cross them, again, it's going to help you be successful, and that's what we want. Your goals that we want you to do, be as specific as possible. Don't just say, I want to lose some weight. I want you to put down on there, I want to lose 30 pounds by November 2nd or something like that, okay? The more specific you are, the better your chances are of reaching those goals, okay? So take your time. It's really important for you to, just sit down, get some in a quiet place and really, really think about your big why, your empowering beliefs, who you're doing this for, and your goals. Once you get done with all that, I'm going to set up a little board over here that's going to have all of your symptoms that you're dealing with now, all the problems you've been dealing with. I'm going to put in here what your new goals are, why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and this is just really going to help you stay on track because it's always going to be on the front page, okay? So I think that's it. I'm really, really excited and happy that you're taking this step. Wanting something doesn't create change, and it doesn't get people better, okay? It's action. Performing action is what gets change. So you should be commended for taking that step to improve your health. Listen, God made you, and He made you as a self-healing, self-regulating organism. And there's no reason why you have to be sick and suffer any longer. Okay? Your body can, your body can heal. It just doesn't need all this interference to it. So we just got to get right back on track. So with Health Coach, we want to make sure that you're accountable to yourself. You're accountable to me. More importantly, you're accountable to those people and who you're doing it for. Those people like your kids and your moms and your dads and your spouses. Those people that if you're not around anymore, how's it going to impact and affect them? And remember, once we start doing stuff for others instead of it just being selfish for us, that's when real change occurs. So I'm so happy I could share these 40 minutes with you. I know you're going to do wonderful. So get those things done. Just get in here. This is going to be really, really easy. You're going to get the hang of this really quick, and I can't wait to get started. God bless and have a great day.